traditional blessing, naming of the canoe. I call the spirit to the canoe.
Firstly, I would like to thank you all, invited guests, and the spectators for contributing to this ceremony. So it's a pleasure for me to come here for the ceremony, and after I left last year, along with with John working on this canoe, so to come back here for the ceremony. It's a great pleasure for me. And also, I do respect the great ceremony that John and his tribal people had done. It's a sense of ceremony that, I think I could see that ceremony just the same to my, people across the world as well. And the respect, the way John had told me, that it is part of his land, he said that name the canoe, but he just gave me the respect that I'll name the canoe. I'll thank John for that. So, as you know, as our chief has mentioned, canoe is part of the transport. It's a very significant thing for us, so at least as a person from across the world and from a third world country, we still maintain and use canoe as the most useful transport for us in our daily use, and it really helps us. So we have a feeling that canoe is sort of a family member to us. It really helps us in our daily need. So when we make a canoe, we show a great respect and do serve the canoe as now our fellow brothers have done. A spiritual blessing, and a name is to give it. So they have done the spiritual blessing. So I will name the canoe as this symbolizes my Yakmul war canoe. So I will name the canoe as my Yakmul tribal war canoe and its spiritual name. So as they have given the spiritual name, so I will, the spiritual blessing, I will give its name, and then the canoe will be, and then the canoe can go, and then, help us or do anything that you want. But as in the last few days, John and I was doing on a final stage of the canoe. The last thing we have to do, there's two things that we have to do. Firstly, we have to get his ear open and get his eye open. So the last 2 days, John and I did work on to get his ear. This represents ear. So we get its ear open and its eye open. Now it's ready to receive. It's ready to receive its spiritual blessing and its name. So I'll firstly I will give my tribal spiritual name, and finally spiritual names. Then finally I will give its name. Anggo ya orang gua kapal lagi ya, segera biar malah sebul malah biar kamera biar tumbangga yang mabangga, ya usah tungguan gua ya, mina kuat juga persa juga, una punya undi me una tangga biar bang. So now I will give its name. Mina ni me pernyagai, mina naware jangware, nunggak. So its name, it's my tribal name, it's Bhuven Mary. So the name of the canoe is Bhuven Mary. So thank you so much for witnessing the ceremony, and I wish you all the best and as a present night. Thanks.
Right on. Yeah, you made a noble effort. Right on, that's how it goes.
Funny how many ever seen it come up? Oh, this part here. It has to do with the eye-opening.
Yeah, the eye-opening, when he mentioned the eye-opening part,
No, I think
he brought over the shell from Papua New Guinea and put it on. That's the final piece.
I've never carved a canoe before, but I was fortunate to have this log ready when Claytus had arrived, and it had been sitting there prior to that for, I don't know, about 8 months, I guess, quite a long time. And I wanted to carve a canoe, but just hadn't made that decision and gone forth and taken the plunge, I guess, and got cut into the log. I think a lot of that was maybe I wasn't ready to do that with like in the sense of teachings. So, you know, like being fortunate to go through this experience with Claytus and learn more about their teachings and also my own, because I had to be able to follow things properly and follow them through properly in order to do the next canoe that I'm going to do in January. So there's a whole life that revolves around canoes, and there's beliefs that Claytus had spoken about earlier that are following closely. And with the work that I was able to do on this piece, you know, I got to see why these traditions are there, because, you know, I could feel that sense. I could sense that the life of the canoe coming, and to be able to have a canoe and use it all the time, as if it's for hunting or if it's for fishing, if it's for your livelihood, if it's for your soul, then, you know, you want to be able to do all those things properly. So Claytus helped me on that journey to begin to learn. So
how different is your beliefs about canoe and everything from his culture?
The beliefs that we have are very similar. There's not very many differences at all. How he had mentioned that a canoe isn't just a vessel for you to use. It becomes a member of your family. You take care of it. You store it in the winter, and these are a lot of things that I didn't know before. I hadn't carved. Or these are a lot of things that I didn't know prior to carving this canoe. So this is why I hadn't carved it yet. So yeah.